Hey McQueeb, can you look into some chat games for future streams? The orbs are kind of useless once you're a sub. There's something coming, and it's not my doing, it's Twitch's doing. So I don't know when it comes out. But it's essentially, you guys get to spend channel points where you get to boost the stream, and we can potentially, if we reach a certain threshold based on our current viewer size or whatever, apparently it promotes it. It's like a promoted person that gets to go to the front page for a certain amount of time. I have no idea the mathematics behind it because, as you know, I'm not a genius, but I wanted to really try that out, see if it works, and if not, then no spend, only save. Throws you into the recommended section of the front page. Yeah, I haven't seen it working yet, and I definitely haven't had it offered to me unless we literally have it right now. No, of course we don't. But it's rolling out as far as I'm aware. Honestly, I never took channel points that seriously. I know that some channels really have integrated them really effectively. But as you know, this channel's very, what would you say, passive? Like we don't have a lot of active alerts and no, sound effects and stuff like that. So a lot of my interactive features wouldn't really be relevant anyway. A lot of the games that use Twitch integration don't use channel points at all. It's literally just chat integration, which I'm more than happy to do on the right game. What's your definition of a small streamer? This is from going onto TikTok recently. There's a small streamer community on there, and I still consider myself to be in that, although I don't think I'd be welcome in that group somehow. I try to keep it pretty humble here. Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. Like I've still got a long way to go in this journey, and under 1,000 is small. See, that's my mindset. 500, okay. I either of those would be, yeah. I think that's definitely the right call. But we're talking about people just starting and in their first week of streaming kind of thing, and it's tough because they're streaming to nobody, and you can't get discovered on Twitch unless you happen to be the only one playing a specific game, and somebody happens to stumble upon it, or you get a nice raid, but that's a whole nother discussion. Like some raids are really valuable, some make no lasting connections whatsoever. I've had raids where 500 people have come in. Maybe a couple stayed, maybe. But then I've got raids from people like Lethal Frag where there's definite crossover in community, and that's made a huge difference. Yeah, there's so many. I love discussing this stuff as well, and I'm pretty open with it. A lot of people think that raids on Twitch are going to make or break a channel, and I'm sure that's true. I'm sure careers have been made with the right raid, right? I don't know, it's definitely not the only thing you should be striving for. I think community is king. Producing content on any other platform, you've got to, that's why I've gotten so heavily into YouTube lately. One, I like making the content. I like editing and increasing my own skills in other things. I love networking and building connections. Again, it's not just about, host for host or whatever. I don't even know the terminology. Streaming's like any other business. You have to advertise and grow yourself at the start. No. I'm 100% with you, and I did the same stuff. I still do it from time to time, right? But I'm starting to look out for the brand more than just the exposure, because I think that goes a long way as well. You become cocky when you hit 6 to 10K a night. Well, okay, if I'm at that size, then that's legitimately my full-time job. I would like to prove you wrong, though, if I ever get that opportunity. I still would like to maintain who I am. I genuinely, I'm this is my supplemental income right now, right? I work full-time. Driving me mad. But I've got to do it. My wife is currently was laid off because of COVID. It's been a bit of a struggle, but so this is kind of I work essentially 2 jobs. And I'm effing exhausted. That much I will admit. But it's also very rewarding. There's no denying that. No. Don't please. I'm not seeking sympathy. This is not the reason for this conversation. I love talking about this stuff because I don't know. It's nice to get this shit off my chest. But again, if this ever does become my sole income, I'd like to think that I would still remain the same person. I'm actually quite quite proud of the fact that we do have a very mature community. For someone that started streaming in the Minecraft category, that's super important to me, actually. At that point, there's just too many subbing and donating. Right. So that's one thing that I've had to stop doing, is even calling out, you know, people that follow. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but at the same time, maybe some people don't want to be called out either. But I said I couldn't keep up with that even if I wanted to. There's so many games, dude. I was thinking about that today. Like, I'm always trying to come up with new ones to potentially try out, and if I really like it, ones to, you know, introduce into the mix, so to speak. Ah, shit. But there's legitimately, like, my Steam library is over 2,000 large. There's no way I'll ever be able to play them. I remember when I opened my Steam account, I think it was the orange box, if I'm not mistaken. Back to floor 1. God, I haven't used that emote in ages. I think I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, okay, so we crossed another threshold tonight. It means I have 4 emote slots available. So I'm going to have to... I'll hit up my artist and see if he's got some time. It's the same artist that does the completionist thumbnails. And he's a personal friend of mine as well. I'm going to maybe record some more direct to YouTube stuff as well, because that's... I think it's going to save me a bunch of time in the long run. It does mean putting in more work recording, but at the same time, cutting down Twitch VODs isn't an easy task. It's very time consuming. Unless you do what I did last night and just, like, cut off the ends and sort of, you know, any sort of breaks, and then put a little disclaimer at the front. This video is designed to show you my thought process. For that reason, it is uncut. It is very popular content, the long stuff. If you search for McQueeb on YouTube, you get all sorts of different results. You get a ton of, like, the Disney stuff. You get another content creator by the name of McQueen. Do not recommend watching if you're at work. Anyway, YouTube says, hey, did you mean McQueen? Because obviously that's going to come up a lot more than McQueeb. So I wrote to Team YouTube, which is their Twitter customer support account. And, oh God, didn't mean to do that. They gave me a very generic response, and I did that about 3 months ago. I did the same thing today, and I was, hey, just to follow up, because a couple of days ago I left a post on YouTube. I've been doing a few like community posts over there. It's a good way to keep in touch with people and let them know what's going on with the channel and stuff. And I said, hey, just out of curiosity, if you search for McQueeb on YouTube, what do you get, right? Like, do you get me, or do you get anything except me? And then currently 86% of people came back and said, we don't get you, we get something else. Some people clarified and said, well, you come up like 4th or 11th or something like that. But it's generally unrelated. Now I think that's it. The system's kind of working as intended, right? Because the N and the B are right next to each other on a keyboard, and I'm sure the algorithm takes that into consideration. Maybe common misspellings or whatever. So I kind of asked if it was possible to get sort of an override to that. Didn't get any sort of legitimate response. So they sort of did get back to me both 3 months ago and today, and they kind of said, hey, have you tried, like, you know, if you're using like common words in your titles and maybe using, you know, unique thumbnails, blah, 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 generic stuff. And I've been doing this stuff for 8 years, so I'm kind of used to it by now. Anyway, I thought, you know what, I'm not really happy with the response. I didn't go off at them because there's no reason to. They're just doing their job, right? It's like help desk tier 1. So I wrote to an online chat. I spoke to a guy called... What was his name? Not Frank. It'll come to me. I'll think about it. And he was a really nice guy. Like really well-intentioned and very helpful. And he said, look, I'm going to investigate. Do you mind if I put you on hold for a bit? I said, no problem. Take your time. And he come back to me. He said, oh, I'm still dealing with this. Give me a sec. I said, no problem. And he come back again and he said, Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is actually elevate this, or escalate this rather, because I'm unable to help. And I said, okay, no problem. So that's where we're at. We currently have an actual ticket with a YouTube representative that is being escalated right now. I was pretty excited by that. It's kind of a big deal, right? Crazy how when you get through to a real person, you get treated like a real person. Look, I get it. Imagine how big YouTube's both creator and audience is, right? Like their creator base and their audience. Like you're talking about literally billions of people, right? So I get it. So you really do have to filter out a lot of the requests. And honestly, like, what would you do if you were a customer service representative in their shoes? And I can very much empathize with that because I've been in many customer service jobs, retail and hospitality. I get it, man. They get treated like shit. So I when possible, I try to give them, you know. What's that saying? Oh yeah, be a nice person. It's a really bad idea to just be a good person. Yeah, it's I mean, it's asking a lot. I know that much. Anyway, that happened today and I was really happy with that. You know, even if they come back and say it's impossible, which I don't believe because it's Google we're talking to. And I understand that it is very specialized request. But if you did search for McQueeb and you did see some of the stuff that was being presented, it's not it's definitely not brand friendly, let's say that much. You started playing Gunfire Reborn after watching YouTube video. It's so addicting. So here's the thing. It's when I came to America, I had never heard the term addicting before because I've always used addictive. So whenever I hear it, even when I say it, it seems weird to me. And I think it technically means the same thing. You know how Australian/English is very different from American. Stares at bears. I agree with that statement, but at the same time, I'm open to trying different stuff. And that's kind of a way of getting chat involved in gameplay. Trust me, if I'm sick of something or I don't want to play it a particular way, I'll be the first person to tell you. I won't be a dick about it either. Yeah, no, that's one thing about this channel you'll find is that we all get along pretty well, and you know, I rarely ban people. Like, everyone's really respectful here. Just a chill place. I don't want to say like good vibes because I fucking hate that term, but it's good vibes. He can poop on my keyboard, I don't mind. Oh, look at that. He's looking right at you. Although the camera's focused on me right now. There you go. It's better. So this is Huxley. Yeah, he's being very playful right now. He wants some food. Hello, my son. Yeah. Isn't he awesome? Like, what a cool snake. My green screen does not like my snake. Oh, is he getting a little bit... Oh, yeah, he's reflecting the light there. That's okay. We do this every once in a couple of nights, a couple of streams. We bring out one of our childrens to play. That's right. Yeah, they asked permission to come and see us. Hey, Crow, how you doing? They're cold-blooded? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Oh, you want to hang on, do you? It's okay, my boy. I got you. All right, we're gonna go back to Mama. Oh, you don't want to let me go now. They grip really well when they want to hang on to something. Guys, you have been absolutely wonderful. Like I said, we did unlock an extra emote slot tonight, so that's 4 brand new emotes available, not including the ones I'm going to get rid of as well, because there's a couple I'm going to scrap. So Lots new stuff coming. I'll keep you updated on the YouTube situation if I hear back from the guy. Other than that, take it easy. Thank you so much for the support and for joining me this evening. Amazing. Thank you. Had a great night. Take it easy.